Over 85% of primary energy consumption in Rwanda is from biomass, 11% from petroleum products, and only 4% from electricity. The annual average per capita consumption of electricity in the developing world is 1,155 kilowatts compared to 10,198 kilowatts in high-income countries. In Rwanda, the per capita energy consumption is only 41 kilowatts, which explains the overdependence on wood fuel. However, with a more prudent energy mix including peat, geothermal, hydro and solar, methane gas, and increased use of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG), biogas and improved cook stoves, overdependence on biomass is expected to fundamentally reduce to 55% by 2017 and to 50% by 2020.
Before we have the access to 70%, people should be able to have power online. That means we have a roadmap of getting the 563 megawatt. That means that's the demand we'll be having by 2018. We are planning to electrify a number of households based on yearly target so that we can be able to have the 70% achieved.
Following a deal with International Consortium of Equity Investors and Debt Providers, Gigawatt Global, an American-owned Dutch solar developer, kickstarted a $23.7 million project to address Rwanda's power issues. Although this initiative will provide more people with electricity, the corporation says there is more than that. Hydroelectric power provides a portion of Rwanda's electricity, but the largest amount of power production comes from diesel fuel. An alternative method is important.
This plant will supply 8.5 megawatts, which is about 8% of Rwanda's electricity production currently. If you look at the numbers, it will supply electricity to about close to 1 million people. We hope this is only the beginning for both East Africa and Rwanda. You see the potential around you. Rwanda doesn't have oil, doesn't have many other resources, but it does have the sun. And I think both the government and EWASA have realized this potential, and we are happy to be the lead partner in this.
We also have to look into the standards, especially when the investors are coming in. They don't simply come in, but we put the framework, legal framework that is really guiding us so that we don't distort the technologies that are on the ground. So I think we are not going to limit them, but we will guide them and be able to achieve altogether the targets of EDPRS 2 and beyond.
This solar power plant, located in Rwamagana on the eastern side of Rwanda, is the first of its kind in East Africa. Now, this project commenced its testing phase earlier this year and produced up to 20%. Now, with that success, they have been able to produce up to capacity now, that is 8.5 megawatts. Of course, all of this with an operation and maintenance cost that is far much lower than electricity generated by diesel oil. Globally, the supply of energy is benchmarked on affordability and reliability. Over and above, the source must also be renewable and clean. Solar energy is an important part of the energy mix along with hydropower and other sources of renewable energy here in Africa. The project will be East Africa's first large commercial-scale solar field. Rwanda's government, which hopes to connect at least half the country's population to its electrical grid by 2017, committed to a 25-year purchase agreement.
I know that already there are talks about a second plant in Eastern Province, and this seems to be, coming up now in East Africa. Both Uganda has tendered for 5 plants of this size, and elsewhere in East Africa we hear buzz of more projects to come, and of course Scatec Solar is looking to be a partner in all this.
Another massive energy generating project is the Nyabarongo hydroelectric plant. This power plant is part of the government's 7-year electricity plan 2011 to 2017 that aims to have at least 70% of Rwandans access electricity by 2017. The Nyabarongo plant has a capacity of 28 megawatts and the cost of its construction amounted to $110 million. But this playing field, however, is not only left for large-scale producers. Small-scale private investors have also had their share of contribution to the energy targets in Rwanda. Henry Nyakarundi is an entrepreneur who created a solar power charging station to extend reliable energy solutions to rural and urban areas.
So what I decided to do was just to bring the prototype and do my own research on the ground. And that's really what the whole scenario was about when I moved back to Rwanda. It was more of a testing the product, number one, testing if it was a viable business, number two, and designing the business model around it, number three. So that's really all those question I had to answer when I moved here.
The mobile solar kiosk serves as a platform that allows franchisees to sell different types of products and services at the base of the pyramid while providing an alternative source of energy to consumers. His is a micro-solution firmly based on the belief of decentralization of the grid by adopting micro-solutions.
Instead of having somebody be on their own, just sell a kiosk, why not partner with that individual and develop the business together, because they know the community and we know the business. So why not gather those two and design and build the business around it? And now, our whole goal now is to go all over Africa. This product was designed for the African market. It's not a product that came from overseas and trying to adapt it to this market. I really designed this product for the African market. And that's why we incorporate renewable technology. That's why we made it mobile, because a lot of time when you want to build a regular kiosk, a stationary one, you need permits. You need to buy the land. You need to negotiate. So I made it mobile so we don't have to deal with all this hurdle. When I first moved to Rwanda and I did the testing, the business actually evolved. So when I first developed this product, it was going to be about charging and branding. I was going to brand the kiosk and partner with companies and charge small electronics, mainly cell phone. But as I started doing the testing, I realized there was a bigger market. I can make this kiosk a one-stop shop kiosk. So not only charging, but I can sell different products and services, and I can also add airtime sale electronically, mobile money, et cetera, on this particular kiosk.